Down the Grand.
Showdown the Grand was awesome. And what's up, everybody? One of Mike's awesome new movies. Obviously, our guest here tonight, Mike Ferguson. Welcome.
How you doing, guys? Great to be here, and I'm shirtless.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the viewers, hey, bring in the viewers, they love it.
Yeah, why not? I just put this up on Instagram and just put up on Facebook that was live, and I was sharing it around.
Nice, yeah. It looks like Patrick Cheetah Will View, he went ahead and shared it too, so.
Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate you, buddy.
So I know he said he was going to stop by real quick, but he also has a show, so he's like going to maybe be back later, but he wanted to.
I got to get back on his show. Dude, I've been so busy. It's crazy. We even bumped this one because I'm shooting on Saturday and Sunday, and we were supposed to shoot on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was saying you were busy, and he's like, I'm surprised. Oh, he's here. He just said, I got you, brother. So, yeah.
Love you, buddy. Look, I'll get with you soon. I'm Showdown at the Grand's playing at the Smodcast Cinemas in New Jersey. And I was just talking to the director if he was going. He says he's not, so I'm on the fence about it. Because it's from the 8th to the 12th, it's playing at Smodcast Cinemas in New Jersey. And I looked it up, and there's an airport that goes right to that fucking town. So I can fly in. It's only like $500-600, and I'm like, I'm finishing a movie, and then I'd have to jump on a plane right away, fly out there, hotel, then turn right the fuck back around and start again. So I'm trying to see if I have the energy for all that right now.
Like the water boy, you can do it!
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying. You know what I'm
saying? Let's see who else here. My mom's here. She said, "Welcome, Mike."
Hey, how's it going, Peggy? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I got a question. I see all your tattoos. How many do you have?
Oh, I'm just covered. About 12 years ago, I got my arms removed and re-tattooed. I got them lasered off for about a year and a half and re-tattooed them all as like a 40-year-old gift to myself and like an idiot. So, I mean, my body's, I've got tattoos, ribs, chest, back, legs. I've got some space on my legs, but at this point in my life, I'm not super stoked with getting tattooed because they hurt. And I really don't have shit to prove anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to get tattooed, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm working through some bullshit. Now I just want to smoke some pot, drink lemonade.
Well, that's a mix.
Yeah, I don't get stressed about shit. I mean, life's too short, and I'm not as aggro as I once was. And pain isn't the same thing as it once was. You know what I'm saying? And look at this. I've done my sleeves. This is my second set of sleeves. I went through a fuck ton of pain. I think, you know what I'm saying? I'm super happy with my tattoos now. I was fully sleeved by the time I was 18 because it was punk rock. But imagine, living with those decisions you made when you were 18 all the way till you're 40. Okay. I wasn't as angry at 40 as I was when I was 18. You know what I'm saying? So my life would change, and I was grateful I was able to laser them all off. Not everybody gets to do that and start all over again, And speaking of that, I've been a tattoo artist for 30 years. That's why I look like this. I didn't just get out of the pen and let's go. I was always in the punk rock culture before I got into acting. I was a tattoo artist, been a tattoo artist 30 years. I still do that. I work in North Hollywood, California, in a place called NoHo Inc. My wife actually works there too, and another actor friend of mine owns it. So, you know what I'm saying? In between doing movies and everything like that, you catch me tattooing. But that's what was my journey into acting into horror movies. Look, all my tattoos are movie related. I have Planet of the Apes on me.
Yeah, I see that.
Star Trek, Frankenstein, Boris Karloff.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So everything's movie related. I've got.
I even see, Night of the Dead, Charles Manson. Didn't she become like a teacher or something? That girl.
Yeah, I have no idea. I remember I have the book as James Russo and George Romero. Like, that was one of the movies that really changed my life as a kid. And I used to escape to movies when I was a kid. So, as I got older, I collected, like, I lived in Temecula, California for 20 years. I had a 4-bedroom, 5-bath house, 3-car garage filled with movie props and fucking DVDs and posters and and I put everything into collecting other people's shit. And I had a little upset in my life. Me and my wife got separated as COVID came in. And I sold fucking everything and said, let's go. And I went in full time being an actor. That was in 2019. But in 2020, I picked up the pace. And you guys see my IMDb. I was smoking through 22 movies a year.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Or more. And it just, I fully immersed myself into the world of acting, you know what I'm saying? And you know, while people were, you know, the world was a little up topsy-turvy, I just went fully fucking balls to the wall. Fuck it, let's see if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. I'm pretty happy with my career now because look, at the end of the day, actors don't make shit for money. But I'm starting to produce now, and I just formed my own film company with my partners Mitch and Tim called Bloodbath. And we just finished our first feature film last month, and it's in post right now. And we're about to start our next one, which Tim wrote and directed, and I'm starring in as a police officer, Drake. I get to play a cop. I love that. Dracula, LA. And we start production on that next week. I'm very excited. I got to read with one of the actors yesterday, which is a great thing. Look, I'm talking too much. Do you guys want to ask some questions?
No, you're fine. No, it's great.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? My journey's been weird as an actor and with everything. And you know, I got into acting through action movies with Timothy. I was a martial artist, trained MMA, trained Krav Maga. And I showed up to a movie set on American Violence, Denise Richards, Bruce Dern, Michael Perry. I'm there just to fight motherfuckers on a fake prison yard. And one of the producers like, holy shit, you're scary. How do you feel about rape? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me ask my wife. He's like, let me introduce you to the cast. And that was Timothy Woodward. That was Harry Penzie. And Timothy Woodward, bless him, he gave me like 3 or 4 really good action movies I did. And he really, when I knew nothing about acting, and I just had a look, but I was really grateful to get those shots in Silencer, American Violence, Beyond the Law with Steven Seagal. Those were all either produced or directed by Woodward. And I was really happy on that front.
So since you said, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, since you said you've done martial arts and all that, so you've done pretty much all your own stunts, or has anyone filled in, or it's all you?
No, it's all me. So I just did a movie called Desert Dawn during the strike. There was I did a SAG voucher movie, the SAG whatever interim project with Killian Lutz from Twilight and Cam from Twilight. First movie they've done together since Twilight, an action movie. And they asked me, they're like, Mike, do you need a stuntman? I fucking laughed. I'm like, of course not. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And when we did Showdown at the Grand, they asked me if they're like, no, that's why we picked you, Mike, is because we knew you were a stunt guy too. And I was like, sick. You're saying? And you know, I don't know if you guys have seen The Flood that I'm in.
Yes.
I want to see it.
It's an entertaining movie. Look, I wish that the alligators were better. But look, I got to act with great people. It's a fun movie. You know what I'm saying? Nikki Whalen kicks me and this other behemoth's ass. And it's just a fun ride. And I shot that in Thailand. I was out there 2 weeks, you know, during COVID for that movie. You know what I'm saying? But it was a fucking amazing time. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. Check. Got that movie done. Worked with Nikki Whalen. I started a TV show with her a couple months ago. And they paused it. Like it was me, her, and Ron Perlman. And from Sons of Anarchy. And we shot, dude. I don't give a fuck about NDAs. We shot fucking in Rolls Royces, fucking at on private jets and private airports. It was ridiculous, the amount of money. It always bums you out when stuff like that gets paused. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already counting the checks and all the other shit. And then it just freezes. That's part of the business, man. There'll be 10 other movies like that. I do want to talk about this movie we just got out of post called Bitches Giving Stitches.
Yeah.
It's directed and written by Mitch Parks. I've done 10 movies, 15 movies with him where he's directed or written. He was the director and writer for Static Codes. We got together and we're like, look, we think we can make these movies for X amount of dollars, $25,000 budget. We've got to have short. Okay, Black Mass. So fuck it. I'll answer that question, Sarah. Black Mass. That was a movie that I didn't know anything about it. I got the sides and stuff like that, and I know Noah Luke from Asylum days. I've done an Asylum movie, but I also know him and his partner. And I got there and I saw how creative Noah was being with the camera tricks. It really is such a beautiful movie. I think, Debbie did a kick-ass job on that. And when you're acting and when they're doing different types of camera shots, you always have to be receptive. I just shot another movie, which is for Shudder. I just did a Shudder horror movie. And we were shooting it a little bit different too. And that's what brings me to the Black Mass thing, is it was very innovative cinematography. And I want to say that Noah did a beautiful job with that movie, and that Debbie just made something artistic and beautiful. Shout out to Debbie Penn, great actress, great director, and she's just kicking all the ass. I've worked with her husband with a couple movies, and
she was in The Flood also too in the beginning.
Yeah, she was in The Flood. She is the opening kill, and which is great. You know what I'm saying? She was also in a movie called Camp Pleasant Lake. I just recently came out. Bonnie Aarons and Andrew Divock in that movie are my mother and father, so that makes it super dope just on that. Now, I can't say anything about anything else. It hasn't been getting a lot of good reviews, but I've worked with a lot of friends on that movie, and I can tell you that there were some great people on that movie, and I'm glad that Debbie was in that with me too, and Kelly Reeder, who I've done Amityville Uprising with. And you'll see a lot of the same people in the movies that I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I work with the same teams over, and Showdown at the Grand. I did 5 Roles of Success with that director prior. And with Amityville Uprising, I did 2 or 3 movies with that director, Timothy Woodward, 3 or 4. I work with the same teams over and over again. They become like family.
Yep, that's the way it is. I know also you've done a lot of Wild Eye movies, and you've worked with Will Colazzo and Julianne Prescott.
Great.
How did you get involved with him? Yeah.
So Will Colazzo, this was 2021, and some of the movies had pushed. I'd just done Bullet Train at the end of December. I was supposed to shoot Amityville Uprising, and they pushed because somebody got COVID. So I had a couple movies that pushed. I was broke as fuck. And Will Colazzo hits me up, and he's like, my day rate's a decent rate, even back then. And he's like, yeah, use your 5 days. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Let's go. And it was Sadie Katz, my first time working with her, I believe. James from, I'm going to forget his name right now, Donnie Darko.
Duvall?
Yeah, great friend. He's been over here for dinners and coffees, and I fucking freeze up like an idiot. But he was on that movie too. And here we are going into 2020. It was early 2021, and COVID was gnarly. He put us up at the Stratosphere, flew me out. It was a fucking great time. I got to work with them. It was a little chaotic, but most low budgets are. And I got to work with Sean and work with all those people. G. Larry Butler, I just worked with in my movie. You know what I'm saying? You'll see all these people. We just keep working with each other because we're all friends. But Will Colazzo, he makes grindhouse movies, dude. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? He's got a little folk community, and Julie, she was part of another community, and now they blended that. I think that's great. I just saw Sean finish a movie called Skate to Hell. Looks fucking dope. Had a great cast. I've done a ton of movies with him, and I'm excited to see what he's been doing, because I did Camp Cheer Bloody Murder for Sean and Will Colazzo a couple of years ago. It's supposed to be coming out of Lionsgate.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It should be coming soon, I think. Yeah.
It's got some really funny moments in there. Some really, I play, I'm mentally handicapped in this movie, and there's some really funny bits in it. But it's got some really great cast, and that's why I look forward to doing that. I see Sean and these guys. It's like the Cannonball movies. Sean puts everybody in those fucking movies, and that's what it reminds me of. It's the Cannonball of horror.
And those were fun movies too.
Yeah, they're fun to be on. They're fun to watch. It's not, and that's kind of what we're doing with Bloodbath. is that we're getting back to doing movies. Look, they're grindhouse. We're making them in 5 days. You know what I'm saying? We're making fun with our friends with 2.8 red cameras. We've got a 4D. We've got a 4D, Sony 4D, and we're doing all kinds of shit. We've got lofts. It's the same guys that made 10 and 15 movies. Now we're making them, and I have ownership. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Bloodbath is where I've been giving away and doing all this stuff for a small day rate. Look, I understand what's going on with entertainment right now. It's dying. Studios are dying. Paramount is Skydance is talking about buying them. They went in $2.5 billion in the hole in the past 5 quarters. Yeah, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's a publicly traded company, so they're still making content like nothing's happening, but they're out of money. So is Warner Brothers sold half their music and their catalog last year. They tried to merge with Paramount, who's falling apart because their linear is not making money. So they're in the middle of all that right now. And then you turn around and look at a movie like Roadhouse. 50 million views the first 2 weeks. 50 million to fucking advertising. They paid $1 a view. Is that winning? Fuck no. But Amazon has a monopoly because they own IMDb. So you see how that they sell the movies and they put what the artists are rated, and that depends on what it's crazy world. Well, what I see what's happening with entertainment right now is that it's the democratization of it. You know when SoundCloud came out?
Oof.
How it killed, how any of the the share filing things, it killed the music industry. It really did. The music industry used to pick all the stars. They really did. They pick who to put money and funding on. They don't do that as much anymore. The deals have all changed. The way that we get our music is different now. A guy like Post Malone, he didn't have a label. You know what I'm saying? Natalie Portman just did an article about how this is the democratization. This was in Deadline at the beginning of the year. And that we have the access to all the same mechanisms the studio did. They're advertising on YouTube now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys have seen Fallout. That's a fucking great TV
show. I loved it.
They're bragging about 5 million fucking views. That's not enough in this world of advertising. You know what I'm saying? That's reality. So what the masters are putting for us to consume isn't what we're deciding to consume. There's Hollywood doesn't have any more stars, and we're looking at like they're putting a lot of money into the guy from Top Gun. What's his name? Gosh darn it. He's a big name actor that he's doing Twisters too.
I saw that trailer for that, and I'm not feeling it.
No, nobody's feeling it. And that's the thing is they're putting a lot of money in this. Netflix just gave $20 million for Linklater's film Hitman, and he's the lead of it. So these are the studios putting money into trying to make stars when there aren't any right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, really think about it. Today's society, Glenn Powell, thank you, sir. I'm watching the studio trying to make him a star in the traditional sense. But it hasn't worked yet. And we're going to see what happens with this gluttonous money pour out they're going to do on promoting it.
And Netflix is going to be doing that new live action Scooby-Doo, which will hopefully make us forget about the fiasco that was Velma.
It's not gonna. It's absolutely not. Here's what's up: is they're trying to throw. Look, this is what works. Look, you have Universal is kicking all the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Paramount's doing shit. I think it's Universal. One of them is killing it. Whoever did Mario Kart, Mario.
Oh, the Mario movie.
Yeah, whatever studio that is, they had Oppenheimer. They had that one. They made the most out of anybody. They beat Netflix. So that's what we got to look at what's really happening. This is an amazing time for horror. And no offense, I am not a fan of mainstream horror at all. I think it's lost its way and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I like the days Sam Raimi had balls. I like the days when Peter Jackson still made horror movies, Dead a Lot. You know what I'm saying?
Dead a Lot. Mm-hmm.
There's these over the top. They couldn't possibly happen. I mean, look at any of the old John Carpenter movies. Not necessarily horror, but dystopian. Escape from New York. Come on, there were big swings being taken in horror. And no disrespect to anything that's big now. Not a huge fan of Terrifier, I'll be honest with you. It's not the same shit, you know what I'm saying, that I'm into. But hey, it's popular in the popular culture because it could be real. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. You know what I'm saying? It always hits, you know what I'm saying, whether it be, what was that movie, Hostel, or anything else, that it makes people remember that horror makes fucking money. You know what I'm saying? It's the only genre that continually makes money without big promotion. I think. Do you remember that fucking movie? What was it? I went and saw it. Blair Witch.
Yeah.
That was an indie film that fucking rock and roll. Mm-hmm. That was fucking true indie horror. That was sleight of hand. Alfred Hitchcock. Part 2 fucking sucked. I mean, it was kind of cool, but it was a different movie. It wasn't that indie spirit. It wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? Those are the movies that fucking excite me.
They even made it seem like it was real too, like everything. Like they wanted to promote it as if it was a real lost case.
Did that. There was another movie they did, some alien abduction movie with Mila Jovovich. I'm a huge fan of hers, and that was really smart. It was played straight arrowed, and they did a website pretend like it was real about abductions and everything. It was a very interesting movie, interesting concept. You know what I'm saying? But I think with modern horror, we're really losing weight. I'm not a huge fan of Scream. I think it fucking sucks. Oh, it's the Walmart of horror. It's the Walmart. It's the 99-cent store of horror. It is the most obnoxiously pop culture, but it's the worst part of pop culture, if you know what I'm saying.
I think around the time that first movie came out back in the 90s, I started getting out of like the big Hollywood horrors and stuff. I was just like, I can't do this. This is so terrible.
They took the real fans of horror out of it, and they started having people that just didn't give a fuck. Look, and no offense to Eli Roth, but he fucking sucks. And like he just rips off from the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like Cabin Fever was a great fucking movie. He hasn't done shit worth the fuck since. You know what I'm saying? Cabin Fever was claustrophobic, was gnarly, was fucking whatever. Who gives a fuck about this Thanksgiving Day? You're just showing fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Now it's dark. How you doing? Sorry, I got dark.
Then they remade the first Cabin Fever.
Mm-hmm. Because it was a money grab, bro. Let's be honest about it. It's all about money. That's what Eli Roth's about.
And I've been told just to avoid it that it's not worth the time to watch the remake.
Here's the thing: it's a rich money grab by rich assholes that made their skin on fucking horror then dipped out. That's what that is. And at the end of the day, here I am for the whole punk rock DIY outfit. I don't know if you guys remember J.R. Bookwalter, The Dead Next Door. It was a $110,000 Super 8 film. That's the shit I fucking like. This guy took 10 years to finish this fucking film. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's got heart like a motherfucker. Sam Raimi invested into it during the filming of Evil Dead 2. It's those guys, the Tim Ritters, the things like that. That's what excited me about horror. That's what horror was. You could find every subgenre to whatever, and there was a subcategory and people you could hang out and talk to about it. Hell, I used to go to Fangoria every year, take my whole family. You know what I'm saying? My house looked like a fucking museum. You know what I'm saying? Catholic sick call crosses, children's coffins from the 1700s, skulls. And then I started making content, but collecting it.
Yeah, I watched one from 1997 called Plaga Zombies.
Yeah.
They made this movie for less than $500, and I'm like, damn, this is a good movie.
It's got heart. It's got heart. I remember that movie. I remember fucking buying it. Yeah. Here's the thing is there's so much good content out there that's just do you guys remember the movie Man Bites Dog? It was a black and white documentary, German. And it's where a serial killer, the documentary team, ends up killing people. It was extremely graphic, big international hit. We don't find movies like that anymore. Well, we're starting to through Tubi and things like that, which makes it very exciting. that we have access to so much international horror and indie shit we normally wouldn't have been platformed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think there's the hope for indie horror there, and I really just, like I said, Evil Dead remake, I was a super big fan of, and they nodded to. I didn't care for that last one they did with mom and kids. They went too far in with no tongue in cheek at all.
Yeah, I'm such a big fan of that series that when I watched that last one, I did a review and I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to say this. They actually made a movie in the series I don't like.
Dude, I've got Dead by Dawn tattooed on the top of my hand. Look at Dead by Dawn. You ever seen that movie? I skateboarded down with my brother. We snuck in because it was NC-17 and watched the Rosebud Pictures, and it was the most glorious thing in the world. That's the type of experience. That's the type of movies I want to make. Is the Evil Dead they tongue in cheek? I didn't like I liked Army of Darkness, but it's a way different fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But those are the films, the Brian Yunzas, the fucking weirdo shit, I like Society, one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Yeah, the ass, Welcome to the Family, fucking Screaming Mad George, his special effects. I mean, speaking of Screaming Mad, Joe Castro is very similar in his style to him. I just saw he did with James Balsamo. They're doing Robot Dracula right now. And he did a gigantic vampire bat, like 20 feet. And James is riding on the back of it. He just posted it on Instagram. It's pretty cool. If anybody gets a chance, go check it out.
Okay, I'll do that. Here we had a question earlier, though, from Hobbs. Do you have any thoughts on the original Roadhouse versus the new film?
Fuck yes, I do. The original was great. The new one was just a fucking cash grab. I really like whoever played the lead role. I think he did a great job. Conor McGregor.
Jake
Gyllenhaal. I think he's a great actor. It was impressive what he did with his physique. He was great. The person that I had the most part was just Conor McGregor. He had no range. It was just rage beast the whole time. There was literally never he could say anything that wasn't in this way over the top way. And you think they're spending that much money, they're going to say, hey, let's get him an acting coach. You know what I'm saying? Look, what do I do for roles and stuff like that so I don't look like that, just a crazy rage beats like I am on YouTube where I'm just screaming the whole time? Because that was the performance he gave. You know what I'm saying? It was really sad that it really anchored that movie. It was really about nothing. The original was about nothing, but at least had characters you could like. I think Gyllenhaal really hit it. I just really think that Conor McGregor ruined that movie.
I think the last time I watched a remake of a Swayze movie was Red Dawn.
I didn't dislike that.
I didn't. I'm such a big fan of the original. I walked out like I don't really care for the remake.
I'm a big fan of the original too. I really am. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of remakes for the sake of remakes. It happens a lot. I like Dawn of the Dead when Snyder did it. Well, that was Snyder, yeah.
Yeah. I like how
James Gunn did Slither. I was a big fan of Slither. That was his own new property.
I thought it was cool in Dawn how he used amputees.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's actually kind of, instead of, let's do an effect for the arm, let's just find some guy who's missing an arm and do a little gore or missing some legs.
And that's super smart. That adds so much to movies. And people don't think about that. Thank you, because I'm going to fucking rip that off for this next thing I'm doing. But yeah, people don't really think about you know what I'm saying? You can use an amputee. And there's tons of amputee actors, especially in Los Angeles, California. And that's something we don't see enough. And I'm going to steal that. Thank God and bless you for fucking bringing that up now.
I'm not sure, but I think that guy with no legs, I think he might have had a cameo in Land of the Dead, because you do see a zombie from behind climbing on Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Who's got no legs. Like, is that who I think it is?
Yeah.
In fact,
I mean, that's great.
The guy who played, when they did E.T.,
yeah.
The guy when he had to walk around, I didn't know that was somebody. I thought it was a dwarf or something. No, it was a kid who got no lower body, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like happy birthday. I'm like, holy shit, that was actually a person.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fantastic thing about acting, is we can make everything unbelievable real. And look, we all knew that Evil Dead wasn't real, but it made it so entertaining to watch. that it was great, just like a trauma film. I can't tell. Look, they're remaking Toxic Avenger. Great for Peter Dinklage, but it's not supposed to be a pop culture thing. I mean, they did get it twisted and make the cartoon, but it was shock jock fucking movie shit. I remember fucking, that ruins it for me a little bit. But again, trauma movies, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Where are those? I mean, I think that's where guys like Sean, Will, they're getting the spirit of those films down. And that's what I'm trying to do a little bit with Bloodbath, is the spirit of just everybody getting together, throwing in something, and you fucking make something as best as you possibly can. And I think people are really responsive. The audiences are now. You know what I'm saying? That especially. You know what's funny, guys? I don't know if you guys are familiar with my YouTube shit. Have you guys checked that out at all?
I saw a couple of them today. I
go viral every month on multiple channels. I'm a regular on 8 different channels now. So Mike Ferguson, Professional Bounty Hunter, I just did 58 million views on the Stokes twins. I just did multiple months with 35 million on Ben Alizar. The last video I did is at 19 million, but you can't fucking win them all. And then I'm on Topper Guild, Zong, Niche LMAO. I'm doing 5 to 10 million on those. So every month I'm viral, which is helping my movie sales and the indie sales. Because here's some guy covered in tattoos screaming on kid shows, playing hide and seek and destroying shit.
You do have an interesting look for you.
Yeah.
So it's like,
dude, I went phase rug. I just worked for 7 hours for that kid. He gave me $2,800. My day rates are bigger on these YouTube shows than on my movies. So it lets you know, it's like literally I'm working with the new. So it's going back to full circle on what we're watching with entertainment. As I just worked with Rachel Zamillo. Their husband's an ex Interscope guy, used to do Interscope. The music industry fell out. 5 years ago, his wife started doing YouTube. She was acted on a show called Chicken Girls. They now own 18 houses, 2 warehouses. They have a fleet of fucking cars. Another kid I work with, Zong, he's 23 years old, YouTube 3 years. He lives in Tarzana on like a 10,000 square foot mansion. Fucking, they have teams. They have editors. They're renting locations. These are the new entertainers. We're watching it happen right in front of our eyes. I didn't really pay attention to it until 4 years ago. I started working YouTube, and they started giving me story arcs. This Mike Ferguson Bounty Hunter character, I did a pilot in 2020, right before COVID. It went viral on TikTok, 5 million views. They hired me from there, and I started going viral on this channel, Ryan Prunty. Then Topper stole me, and then I just started going back between all of them. And now I'm regular on like 8 channels. And so every month I'm going over 100 million views for the past 6 months. So this is real numbers that distributors understand now. And it's bigger than network, and it's bigger. It's the same advertising dollars going to YouTube. That's what's happening. And they're getting way more views, more consistent, more demo than what network. Look, who watches fucking network anymore? It's on cable. It's less than 20% of households in America have cable.
Mm-hmm.
They all tried to go up against the streamers and didn't win. Nothing on linear, Paramount Linear is making money. So where's entertainment going, guys?
So everything's streaming now these days, and
it is streaming. It's streaming on YouTube
and some of the channels, the cable channels, are taking the shows off TV and they're putting them on streaming.
Yeah, it's literally there's no network. Nobody's watching this. Less than 25% of households have cable. That's how people access ABC, CBS, all that. Now, if they're not doing that, they're streaming it. They're streaming it through third-party sites, or they're going through Hulu. Well, my TV doesn't even have fucking Hulu Disney on it. I have a projector TV that has Plex Netflix built in. So we're in the console wars. You see how that works?
Mm.
Is it so Disney? I have the Disney Hulu bundle through my iPhone, but I don't have the option to watch either of those on my TV. Disney just cut all their budgets in half. So that should tell you something. Disney ain't doing that good. But Amazon is doing amazing.
Oh yeah.
Netflix is doing amazing. YouTube has 2 billion subscribers. The entire for Netflix and all them is 500 million. Netflix, Paramount, fucking Stars, Shutter TV. Shutter's only 9 million. So you got to think because they've able to make content. They're publicly traded companies. They're not making money and haven't made money in years. So we're right in the middle. It's not happening tomorrow. It's happening right now. And I'm excited as fuck to see where it's going. Because again, like I said, this is with Tubi, which pays better than some of the other streamers. But we're experimenting we're about to aggregate our own movies and not use distribution.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Put them up on day one on everything, Google, all that. Go through bitmax on that. Because it's all about controlling your own thing. Don't give 20% to a distributor. They can't do shit for you. You can't do. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening in Hollywood. Is we have access through Instagram, Facebook to push anybody any direction we want to go. We're just paying a little bit of money.
I look at social media as a tool at times to advertise. To me,
that's all it is. It always was that. People just thought it was about them. It was to sell you shit. That's all it was. It was never about you. It was always to steal your information, give up your privacy, and sell it to other people. That's all social media was. So if you remember that, don't get your feelings hurt, you can navigate in that world. And that's what I've been doing is branding myself across TikTok. I'm over on TikTok. I have 85,000 followers over there. I have X amount here. I have X amount here. And then the people I work for broadens my scope of how much I hit. But on YouTube, I'm on from music videos to children's content to 20-somethings. I'm hitting all those demos on that. So then you have my movies, action to horror to feel-good hallmarks. I'm hitting it, whether it be on BET, I have 5 movies on that right now. Whether it be on All Black, I have movies on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting Pluto, which is Paramount. I'm hitting Tubi, Plex. On every platform, I have content. Hulu, I've got 4 or 5 things on right now. From The Last Deal, Amityville Uprising, to show something else just went up there. I just posted up about it. I don't know what the fuck I forget, but that's what today is content. People, actors, and everybody forget their job is to be famous. Now, if you ain't everywhere all at once, you ain't famous to nobody. If they ain't paying you to use you, nobody gives a shit. I just did I got a global brand ad I just did. I can't talk about because of NDA, but it's about to drop. I also have a brand ad, I don't know if you guys saw, with Ally Bank, where I'm holding a kitten. It says Unconditional Ally. They got it in Times Square, Grand Central Station, Philly. They're doing a whole billboard holding a cat. It says Unconditional Ally. It's a bank fucking ad. When did it become that Mike Ferguson was a brand you can trust? Because that's how they're selling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally just did a testosterone ad for TRT therapy, and they're paying to make that viral. You know what I'm saying? As a TRT clinic. I literally have a fake wife in the commercial. That's not my wife. My wife is a champion wrestler with Wild Wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my wife is the Beast.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God, I know well. Oh, God.
Yeah, wow, Women of Wrestling. Jenny Buss owns it.
Oh,
They're third in the Nielsen.
Damn.
It's WWE, AEW, then WOW. It's the guy who started Glow Wrestling is the owner.
Oh,
David
McLean? Yeah,
David McLean. And Jenny Buss put all the money up for it. They had a 2-year run with Access, and then they got a syndication deal with CBS through Sinclair.
I used to watch it back doing its original run, years ago, and it had its original
10
run.
years ago. Yeah, it's way different now. Wait, they had AJ Styles came in to run it for a minute. They had Tessa Blanchard was a champion. My wife dethroned her, got the belt. This was 5 years ago. She ended up leaving. You know, Tessa likes it, whatever. I can't talk on her. But, you know, if you know wrestling, you know about her.
Oh, yeah.
No, but yeah, my wife's a champ. She's also a social worker, works as a group counselor in Santa Ana with homeless children. So, and she's also a tattoo artist, practically a saint. It's weird. We've been married for 25 years. So, and that was kind of my push into the entertainment industry as well. She got into wrestling, and I was like, fuck it, I'll get into acting. You know what I'm saying? Then slowly started transitioning to full time.
Who has been your favorite person to work with?
Oh, man. Well, my favorite person to work with is my wife because I love her so damn much. You know what I'm saying? She's amazing. But I really enjoy, for directors and writers, it's David Mitch Parks. He's he's a great friend. I call him with stress. He calls me with stress. It's really just collaborating. I just, actresses, Denise Milford, Nikki Whalen. Denise Milford, I just did a couple of movies with. I did 7 Days to Hell and Bitches Give Stitches, which is Bitches Giving Stitches is the first movie we just finished with my production company.
That's an awesome name, by the way.
Look, we turned exploitation on its head. 3 girls in hot Halloween costumes get kidnapped and turn the tides on their attackers. It's exploitation, but we wanted to make it fun. And it's girls with fucking ninja swords and fucking chainsaws. You know what I'm saying? That's enough.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, with enough talking to keep you know what I'm saying, to keep it fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're doing, is we're trying to do stuff like that. We had a really good cast on that one. Our leads are just fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it, we'll have a teaser soon on it. We're leaking stuff here and there as we do it. We're covering it right now. But yeah, we're trying to make films fun again. You know what I'm saying? Not take ourselves way too seriously. My wife's not in the room. She's actually at a tattoo shop in North Hollywood. She's actually at a tattoo shop in North Hollywood, which I'm going to go to afterwards after I'm done with this. No, she's been, look, man, we've had our ups and downs, but she's really my rock. She's dope. And I've had some time off from the whole married life, and it's I'm very lucky and happy to be back in that direction with her. It's crazy out there, I'm telling you guys.
That's funny. I forgot what I was going to say. Is there any movie that you would recommend us that might be underrated that you don't think enough fans have seen of your work?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that I've done. It's Static Codes. Static Codes is a feel-good movie. It's one of those things that's friends made it. Mitch wrote it and directed it. It's shot beautifully. Augie Duke's in it. She's fantastic in it. Shane Watson's in it. Did a great job. Sadie Katz is in this movie. And we even have Taryn Manning does a little guest little co-star role in there. But it's a sweet movie. It's me playing out of type. If you want to see something that's out of type, go watch that. You can watch that with your kids. There's nothing bad. It's a sci-fi movie. It's a feel-good movie. I think you should go watch it. I think all of you should go see right away Showdown at the Grand. Yes. And you can watch it for free on Pluto right now. Directed by Orson Obowitz. We were supposed to have 1,500 screens on this. And the strike was going on. We got 2. We got 2 fucking screens on this movie. It was Bondit did it. I wasn't real happy with us. They kind of fucking buried this movie. They put up ads to go buy the DVD at Walmart. This was an anti-capitalism movie. This was a small-town movie theater guy making his stand, fighting back against the big corporations. The big corporations stuffed it. And I think it's a great movie with a really good heart. You know what I'm saying?
Got Dolph Lundgren in it, who I was just thinking about because I was watching the Punisher show. I go, no one ever talks about his time when he played. He's the original live-action Punisher.
No, he was. I think it was.
No one talks about it though.
It was just so. Look, the Thomas Jane was the other one. I really like the Ray Wise. Was it Ray? Who the guy who played Punisher Warzone?
Yeah.
I think Ray Weiss was in
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But look, him as Punisher, I loved it. That's not my favorite. Look, Dolph, Masters of the Universe. God damn it. That's my favorite Dolph ever in the history of everything. And the funny thing is I got to work and like get personal with Terrence Howard. I even had a couple drinks with him at the premiere in Nashville or Memphis. We were in Memphis for the premiere. And Dolph, I never really got to know. The first time I met him was he was giving his coverage on stage in that monologue. And I'm heckling him from side stage at the director's discretion. Now, the director had preloaded a joke about Lundgren being a Nazi, being a Russian asset, being a commie or whatever. You know, like they used to talk about Steven Skull. So I gave that bit. They didn't use the joke. But when we're shooting his coverage, he's like, yeah, heckle him. So I call him a fucking commie. He stops what he's doing and fucking stared right at me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. and he broke character. And the director's like, all right, Mike, do it again. Leave the commie line out. I fucking hit it again. I hit that motherfucking line again because I saw how much it affected him. And it worked. And that's what the director was asking me to do. He even asked me to push Terrence on his improv. So I would do improv with Terrence. He would bite a little bit and then just take it off from there. But Dolph, I never talked to again on that set. I never talked to again on that set after that day. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? John Savage, I had really got to eat lunch with him. I got his phone number. Terrence, I have his phone number. But it was one of those things. It was just the wrong place at the wrong time. And it was right before he had surgery. So he was dealing with, his foot and everything. And I just screamed out of nowhere, goddamn commie! Laser looked at me and shot me. Fuck you, look. I never talked to Dolph Lundgren again on that set. But that's a really great movie. And if anybody hasn't seen the other movie, I did a weed crime movie based around the 2017 legalization. Now, it's not horror, but it was something I was involved in. During the 2017 legalization, I sold 2 tattoo shops and grew weed legally. It was a hard fucking job, boys. 7-acre farm with over 3 tons of marijuana. Only 3 people on that site, me being one of them. So this is a movie about the legalization, how the big corporations came in and fucked the little guy. Because that's what happened to me too, boys. And I shot it in August of 2020 when COVID was going on. We shot it, indie movie. I got to work with Sala Baker, who's just in The Killer, with Michael Fassbinger, Anthony Molinari, great actor. It was him leading in this movie. And it's about an issue true to my heart, near my heart. This is marijuana. So you should watch it. It's on Stars.
Okay. I think I saw.
But look, if you guys want to go to Plex, it has a lot of my horror movies on there, and you can watch them 100% for free. All you do is go into Plex and type in Mike Ferguson, and boom, it's got a whole list. Tubi does as well. If you're bored, you want to catch up on some of what I've done as an actor, because I've done a lot of horror movies.
Oh yeah,
I've done a lot of horror movies. I've done a lot of action. I've got a pretty good berth of things in now. So if anybody isn't familiar with my work, head on over to Plex, type my name in, head over to Tubi, same thing. Even Amazon has a whole little section for me now. So you can really find stuff. A lot of it's just fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what my whole career is. I want to call my career has been fun. I've been able to work with a lot of cool people, a lot of friends, and I think I'm continuing that. You know what I'm saying? I've done 10 or 15 films with Mitch. Now we're business partners. You know what I'm saying? And he brings such a knowledge of wealth of filmmaking. And my partner, Tim, he owns Black Market Escape Rooms in Upland. You guys haven't been? Do you guys like horror shit? Do you like haunted houses and shit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look, I tell you what, if you guys want to come down to fucking Upland, California, I don't know where you guys live.
I live in Florida.
Or Washington State.
If you guys are in LA, I'll take you to my buddy's place. It's open Thursday to Sunday. It is one of those, it's a rated R escape room where they put hands on you. They have live fire weapons. Like, I would never submit to this because I ain't that type of guy. But there's people that like this type of thing, and it's a great story, and he's a really good storyteller. I went and did a commercial for Michael Joy at his place last year, and I was so impressed with his showmanship and his attention to detail with horror. I'm partners with him now in a horror movie company. This kid can really put on a good live show, and it's amazing. And he's made a 365-day-a-year horror attraction in Southern California work for years now, which is a hard thing to fucking do. So if you guys get a chance, check out Black Market Escape Rooms. If you're in California, check it out. They're fucking next level weirdo shit.
That sounds like my kind of stuff.
Yeah, we do have one of those horror like theme places here, and I live in Yakima Valley, and they almost went bye-bye because of the pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to do anything.
So yeah.
Stephen Chang, I appreciate you so much out there, buddy. I appreciate you so much.
He's a good promoter, always here, and he runs the Women of Darkness and promotes a lot of people. So.
Stephen, I could use any help I need with promotion. It's all me, buddy. I don't have a PR person. Michael Joy's always been really good to me, and I've worked with Michael Joy over the years. But I don't have I do want to talk about, I just finished a movie with Diana Carter called Haunted Hayride. They were so good to me on that set. The writer even contacted me personally. It's well written. I've got a really cool part in it. But she's doing some really good stuff. It was all female cast. I mean, all female crew. And they really, they kicked ass. The DP was amazing. Diana Carter directed. The writing was amazing. All females on set. I just shot that last week. And I want to say thank you so much, Diana.
He was saying, they say you were Facebook friends, Sadie Cats, all the
okay, be right back. Gotta go to the bathroom.
It's like bathroom break.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Apparently, I guess it is. Cheater.
I wanted to smoke a joint and felt weird.
It's like, I'm not monetized, so I don't think anything would happen.
I mean, look, Steven, tell me, what was the last horror movie you liked?
That
came out.
That recently came out. What I watched last? I watched a lot of stuff on TV. Like I'm a big Wild Eye person too and stuff. Well,
here's that. So I worked with Dustin Ferguson a lot.
I was actually going to ask you about him. How's it like working with Dustin Ferguson?
Look, he's fun. He's great. He has a niche, bro. Like literally, he has cornered that market. They're fun movies. It's not stressful. Everybody's friendly. He understands his market. Mm-hmm. He is partners with my old roommate now, Eric Russo, and he's a really good DP, really talented kid. He is why I'm doing YouTube now, because I had a slap that went viral with him.
Okay.
I got a pilot. The first day sucked because I didn't have a real DP, and it was a licensing company that gave it to me. And I was like, Eric, I'm going to probably have to really slap you. Mm-hmm. And we missed the mark, and I hit him a little harder than I thought I would, and it sold the pilot. But that slap went viral, and the rest is history, and gave me a career of paying my rent off a character, a fake bounty hunter. Not a fake bounty hunter, but way exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? Because I've actually picked up, skip traced people that have jumped bail. I've went and picked up in real life. You know what I'm saying? I've done that in real life as a job, but it's not something I ever considered that it'd reach out and hit people. Then I saw the dog bounty hunter thing hit, and I was like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then somebody hit me up to do a pilot, and I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, whatever. So, and then how reality becomes not reality in TV. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's funny how that world works, you know?
When I was going through watching some clips, I saw an older one from a couple years ago where you were choke slammed. Was that a real one or a part of the fake one?
That was a fake. That was on my pilot. That was literally part of the pilot. So, yeah, that was an actor friend of mine. We were shooting a pilot for Associated Television International. They do the television show The Bay. I worked on a TV show called Death Squad, which you can watch on YouTube now. It got licensed by CW on 2021, so I had a CW show. but it was a zombie soap opera. We shot this. If they were remaking a zombie show that was in Armenia, and I got cast on this. Got to work with Mike Markoff. He's got a new Dagon coming out, The Little Mermaid, they're calling it, but bigger budget. It's about to come out. He's done a lot of horror. He's also in
I saw a trailer for that. Yeah,
I've been reading.
Yeah, he's also
that.
in Hitman, which is really good. Good for him because I think he's going to be the breakout star of that movie. To be honest, I think they're putting all that movie into that other guy, but I think it's going to be Markoff that blows up.
What are your thoughts about all these things that are going public domain that are being turned into horror movies now?
Well, I think that's how it's supposed to be. That's exactly why public domain existed, was so that people could constantly update and come up with new ideas so people didn't have monopolies like Disney, like Steamboat Willie. I think it's a great idea. Winnie the Pooh, I think it's great. I know somebody that has a project that's in that same sense and those lines, and more power to them. I want to see him make that movie.
I know.
Everything old is new again, man. I would rather see another fucking nursery rhyme be remade into a movie than another fucking Avengers movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, they got the Pooh-verse now that they're going to be.
No, it's actually called the Twisted Child Universe or something like that. Is the actual name of it. But in the next, I forget how many in the next so many years, Betty Boop is going public domain, and I'm just like, I want to see what they're going to do with that one.
I'd want to see, a killer Betty Boop with a really hot body. Sign me up.
Boopy boom did.
Yeah, why not? Look, it doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. Let's just keep going. Like, look, everything old is new again. What I'm learning about YouTube is nobody gives a shit if they're watching the same act, if it's done by different people. It's literally, if you look at YouTube, it's all copying. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
My Girlfriend or Amazon or whatever. Because what people can relate to in their everyday life. And they don't care if it's the same story being told by different people. They'll watch it again.
Yeah.
And that's what I've noticed is that the new world is all about branding. It's recognized. Remember I was talking about Mike Ferguson is a brand you can trust. That's what we're moving more into is that. If you look at these YouTubers, they have stores. They have all kinds of things. They have teams. They're making music videos. They're making movies. And they're working. They're working. And when you see 1 million views, that's $7,000 to $10,000. So if you see 59 million views, think about that.
I just watched one guy. He was talking about Velma, and he goes, I know the show was terrible, but it made season 1 maybe $12,000 last year just talking about it.
Yeah. How many viewers did that have? Let's be honest. Velma, couple 100,000, couple million.
Yeah, I think last year it had more than this year. They were saying because some critics won't even touch it this year. Yeah,
I mean, look, that whole idea of critics and shit, that's old Hollywood. Nobody gives a fuck about it. The idea of what they're old critics, Reporter and all those. Look, Variety gave me 2 glowing reviews last year. I was super surprised on fucking Showdown the Grand and the Flood. And then another big one gave us a good review, which is the first time I was like, oh my gosh, they mentioned my name in this. But at the end of the day, how much of that really is moving shit? You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at now. And that's what me and all my friends are that are in the industry. I just met with James, I just said his name earlier. He's doing Robot Dracula. James Balsamo. We met with him, and we were talking about different distributors and different DVD producers and different avenues of delivering stuff to people and how to do it. We were talking to movie theaters about putting Grindhouse movie in theaters.
Yeah.
And they're open. They're fucking open to it because they're not making money. They're not fucking making money.
And right now with DVDs and Blu-rays, some stores are just basically like, look at Best Buy. And if people
I think Best Buy just took out DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, they got rid of them.
Yeah,
I made
Walmart
the mistake.
Still has them.
Yeah, I made the mistake of forgetting that Best Buy didn't have any. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go look at movies. Walk right to where the section was and kind of froze in place, like if nothing's there. I'm like, oh,
the world's changing. Now there's still red boxes out there. There's still older people that have that technology, but kids are watching everything on their phone.
Oh yeah,
that's the new is on a phone, iPad, or a laptop.
Yep.
And that's, we got to realize how we deliver that to people and be intelligent about that, how we deliver it to them. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to get everybody, because it's great if you've got the best thing in the world and nobody watches it, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's figuring out how to deliver it to the masses with the product that they like. Something, a movie, a story, something that people can gravitate towards.
And yeah, they also got to really do a really good job of promoting it, because Ratchet and Clank, they did an animated movie. Did not do that good because it really wasn't promoted. Every now and then you'd see a
they don't know how
trailer,
to, that's where they're coming into, is how do they promote? Where do they promote? Because the networks nobody's watching. Nobody's watching the linear either. That's why Paramount, Skydance might take it over. You know what I'm saying? So where do they advertise? They advertise on YouTube. Now, a lot of kids on YouTube aren't leaving those streaming. They aren't leaving YouTube to jump on other sites, or people aren't. That what they're advertising, they're not leaving that site to go someplace else, is what the problem is. When they can get everything from YouTube, then they can get everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a portal just to rentals and all that shit too. The Red didn't work. You know, they're upgrading their shit. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul did a couple of movies and shit that didn't ever take off. But they're open source where other people can upload and get the revenue is working. You know what I'm saying? Then you can even aggregate to there, have your movie on there and send a link wherever you want to advertise to that movie. You know, a portal, you know, to do whatever. And like I said, it's that who made Ratchet and Clank is probably not going to go over. It was a big game, but where are they going to advertise that to? Should have been YouTube, nonstop.
Yeah, that was Sony.
And gaming, it should have been advertised on PlayStation.
And it really kind of like was hardly there, and then it was like you would forget about it, and then they'd see a little trailer, and then all of a sudden you hear, oh, the movie came out, it did bad.
Well, they obviously didn't know how to market it. I mean, that happens with a lot of fucking things. I mean, that's just what it is. Is marketing. It's poor marketing. Look, they got shitty marketing results for Roadhouse. That's Amazon. Amazon's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think, is why are they losing? You know what I'm saying? So the kids don't like the new corporate shit. That's true as fuck. Like, have you guys been to Disney? Is super uber corporate, and the new culture doesn't super dig on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real. Everybody's going back to more DIY punk rock thing. They want it to be as clean as possible, but they want more honest content, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, look, when you watch a YouTube kid or whatever, do these little stories or whatever, these kids are coming up with these stories and people are watching. They're not watching Chicago Fire. They're not watching these hit shows. These studios are propped up and been advertised. They're getting 9 million views. That ain't enough for a $50 million production. You know what I'm saying? When they do the Oscars, that's 58 million to produce and had 19.5 million views. That's not enough. That's just wasting money.
I won't even watch that. And then when they talk about MTV Awards, I heard about that the other day, and it was like, they're still doing that shit?
I was going to say, they're still doing the MTV Movie Awards? I didn't know that.
They're doing the different awards.
Yeah, because there's money in it. That's all the streaming is. So these are, they don't make any money. Like the challenge, that's all MTV is. It's just shit they've been recycling for 10 years. The Road Rules Challenge, that's like a real thing. That doesn't make any money. They have their stars from that too, and it literally doesn't. Nobody watches that shit. You know, and that's the reality of it. But they'll still pour money into that. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what's happened on Paramount Linear, BET hasn't made money in 8 years. Tyler Perry was supposed to buy it, didn't. They're still pouring money into it, but not advertising anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I was in a movie called Stay Out. They did not advertise it on anything. And they put $800,000 in that movie.
Oh.
Stay Out. Is that what? I'm sorry. Was it Stay Out? Is that a Wild Eye movie or no?
No, that's a BET original.
Oh, BET. Okay. Oh, I'm thinking it's another.
Listen, 800,000 is way too much for a Wild Eye.
Yeah, when you said that, never mind. When you said 800,000, like, yeah,
you're
that's
talking like a tenth of a tenth. That's a budget for a Wild Eye.
Yeah, no, that's no, I know Wild Eye.
It's a good movie. I played 2 roles and they covered up my tattoos. It's a voodoo movie, but they didn't advertise it. They got an actor who just did another big budget Hollywood thing. He was a lead in that movie. They didn't even promote him. And I'm in that fucking movie, and they didn't promote it. I did 2 BET movies like that. A Christmas movie, no promotion.
Steve watched the original Road Wolves.
That is where the Miz got famous. Yeah,
Actually,
nobody
no,
watches that shit no more.
He got famous on Real World.
Yes, but then he did Road Rules, and he kept going on that. And yeah, he did. He got a WWE career out of that. But that was his whole point anyway. It's literally he was driven to become a W, and he used his fame to leverage that. You know what I'm saying? Because he became popular on what was popular on MTV at that time. And MTV ain't popular at all. Nobody gives a fuck about MTV. Nobody gives a fuck about
miss
those
the good old
people that
days.
pay their stars on that. Look at Nickelodeon. Somebody was just the other day going, yeah, they're mainstream. They're on Nickelodeon. I laughed. I was like, nobody watches Nickelodeon. That's a fun.
Has anyone watched Nickelodeon since the 90s?
I'm sorry.
The last time I did anything that got involved with Nickelodeon is when I decided to watch that documentary series. It's like, oh, I'll just watch this. They did, and then I just kind of proceeded.
Oh, about what a shit show that thing was over
yeah,
there.
well, my jaw just kind of hit the ground. I went, what the fuck?
You can't put it
there?
like look. Do you want to know where all the excess in Hollywood was? It was on Disney and Nickelodeon. They treated those kids terrible. You want to know all the fucked up shit? Don't let your kid watch Disney or Nickelodeon. That's the reality. If you want to talk about all the true Hollywood stories, it's Disney and Nickelodeon kid actors.
Well, they did that quiet on the set, stuff that went on the Dan Snyder show.
Yeah, look, man. Yeah. Look, I've gotten to work with some of those old actors. Some of them are on major network shows today. And I've gotten to work with them, and I know them personally, and they had a fucking hard ride. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't take care of those kids properly or whatever. But hey, that's not my fucking problem. My problem is horror and getting it to the masses. Because that's what Mike Ferguson does. He's a brand you can trust. Look, guys, that Amityville Uprising movie, that came out on Lionsgate. I was on the poster. Then it lived again last year on Peacock. And then this year, it's now on Hulu and Stars. So that movie's lived 3 years for me. God bless America. It was on the back of movie seats when they released it. It was in Redbox, popular in the South. I really am blessed for doing it. Thank you, Churchill, for directing that movie, taking that photo. Thanks, Mitch, for capturing those moments.
Amityville, the thing that keeps giving. There's so many of those movies. It's just like this Amityville this, Amityville that. It's like, oh, that barrel's not empty yet.
Look,
they're going to do an Amityville baby.
That barrel helped my career. I don't give a fuck. Thank you, Amityville. At the end of the day, that movie has been, like I said, Lionsgate released everywhere, had a limited theatrical run, then hit fucking Peacock. Now it's on Stars and Hulu. It's hit every year on something. So God bless America and God bless Amityville.
Yeah, I do got a question about it because that's the first time I can recall seeing you. Is that movie? What was your experience like doing that movie?
Well, that was shot during COVID. That was in 2021. We were battling with COVID, and we can't do very many zombies because of fucking COVID, and it was tough, man. It was a tough movie. I wasn't making a lot of money on that. It was Lionsgate, Phil Goldfine, and Churchill was the director on that. We lost some of the budget, and I lost a day when we were filming. Churchill got sick, had to leave set, so we lost the director, and I was going to film Homestead. Literally, I had the last day, and then I jumped on a plane the very next day and flew out for 2 weeks to go shoot a movie up in Northern California.
Another good movie.
Brian Krause. With Brian Krause, Diamond Dallas Page, Greg Creek. I was in Colonials with Greg and Jamie Bernadette as well. And we're about to do a Colonials 2. That's Joe Bland. But yeah, I was shooting. It was tough, man. It was really tough, and I lost a day on that. I wish I could have I lost some of my shit in there, some of my storyline. But it's part of making movies, man. You can't win them all. You know what I'm saying? But it was a tough shoot. It was COVID. Shooting at that time, that was everybody had to be COVID tested. If you showed up with it, you couldn't pop dirty. It was me hiding out and just working. Those were the days. You know, I shot in 2020 a shit ton of movies. 2021, I shot a shit ton of movies. I just was traveling nonstop and working. And you guys can see that on my IMDb. There was 22 credits one year. You know what I'm saying? Just stacking them.
Oh,
But Amityville, those people were all my friends. So it was like working with friends. You know, and I went on to do Night Carnage with Churchill. And then with Mitch, I did Night Carnage, which is I'm a vampire hunter in that movie. Sadie Katz is in that. And I trained Van Helsing's grandson how to be a vampire hunter. I clear a room with a baseball bat, and I had my wife's panties tied to my hand. And I give a monologue about these red panties. And after I clear the room, I kiss the panties. And I clear a room with a red panties, a crucifix, and a baseball bat. My conviction. So, yeah, I got to do that, fight a werewolf in that movie, too, which was super dope. Look, man, I've been blessed to be able to work with my friends on so many projects over and over. Yeah, Amityville was the biggest thing I had done at that time. You know what I'm saying? So that was really, and then I had The Last American Horror Show Volume 2 came out, which I was on the poster for that.
Yep.
And I did Axe Grinder 7 or something. I was on the cover of that. It was all.
You mean 2? You mean Axe Grinder 2?
Might have been Axe. It might have been Axe.
Yeah, I'm in number 7, so I know you're not
actually, they're going to be doing a spin-off of that movie called Ass Grinder.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah. It was Axe Grinder, whatever.
It
was a Scott Sterling movie, and Scott's done a million of those. So
yeah.
Steven gets teased because
of my line in the movie.
Yeah. He puts the mask on. He goes, "I'm the ass grinder." So we've been teasing him about it.
That's so great. Look, at least you're fucking. Look, you got your bit. You got your moment. That's great.
Yes. I get axed in the balls. It's the teaser's out, so I'll send it to you later.
Hold on, I'm getting text messages.
No problem.
I really love my wife, and she just said, "Look, she messaged me. I love him." Look, she's a really, honestly, man, I'm in a really cool time in my career right now because I am valued in productions, which is great. So I'm really starting to pull back on doing some of the lower budget indie shit, only doing my own. If I'm going to do low budget, it's going to be Mike Ferguson owns it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be doing it with my friends and putting all the love I've done into all these roles I've done. You know, when I went to Thailand, I got the script on a Friday. I was a week out. I got hit up by Damon Hillian, the producer. He's like, "Hey, would you read for this role?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I read for it. He's like, "We need it right away." So I did. And he's like, "Would you come out here and work?" We negotiated terms or whatever. Less than a week later, I was on a plane. And I got the script when I got on that plane. First day out, I'm working. And then I had a couple of days off. So I sat there like a madman. I shaved my head. Got ready for this character. I was going to have a swastika. I'm Jewish. But in that movie, I'm a Nazi. A Southern Nazi. Yeah. Now, I own shops in the South. I've been around tons of them. I didn't have to. I knew what they were about. So I had 3 days to prep for that movie while I was in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? Literally get all off book, do everything, work the scenes. There's scenes where there's 8, 9 people. So we went out there right beside a river at night with poles, and we're running lines, 10 of us, just like we're all new actors. Because, you know, you get in these situations where we're waist deep in water. They're filling this building that's half constructed, that's abandoned. They've turned into a fish bowl, and they're pouring water in it twice a day. And we've got to do this. It's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to fight in water. You got to act in water. So we're getting crazy. Like it was a mad dash for all of us working together just to make it look cool. That was a tough one. That was tougher than Amityville Uprising. I had a lot of stunts in Night Carnage with Thomas Churchill, which I hope that comes out soon. It's completed. But this ones with a lot of stunts are tough. With that Terrence Howard one I did, they did a pole with me, an elastic pole. And I went feet overhead on that pole and landed on my fucking neck. And the director's like, "Can you do another one?" That was we could tell you were charging. So I did another one, landed on my neck again. DP came up, looked in my eyes, like, "You can't do any more." It was like a prize fight. So we got what we got. but it was this giant pole, and I fucking didn't land it right. It's part of the gag. I thought I had broke my neck for 2 months.
Oof.
Till I finally got it checked out. Yeah. This is that. Look, man, I got my ankle busted in a Steven Skull movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real shit. Sometimes they make contact or you don't land right. So I'm always nursing a couple injuries, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, today I had the day off. And that's why, you know, I told you about that. I was supposed to do YouTube today, but they pushed till after I get back from this movie. And but my schedule's mad busy, so today I got a chance to work out and do laundry. Sick, you know what I'm saying? And I was reading with a girl. The next movie I'm doing, Tim is directing, my partner, and it's Dracula. And I was just on the phone with Denise Milford. She's a great actress. I'm getting to work with Leanne. Leanne's a very talented actress. She was just did a proof of concept called The Process. Oh, I haven't talked to you guys about that. I just directed a proof of concept.
Okay.
So yeah, I had somebody wrote a couple scripts over here last year and the year before, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna write something." So I based something on the Process Church of the Final Judgment. Are you guys familiar with that?
No,
I don't think so.
So they're in the 1960s, and they were Scientologists that started a psychiatry group, which is actually heresy to Scientologists. Then they turned into a satanic leading doomsday cult. So, and they were all around for 3 or 4 years, but they believed that the apocalypse was here and 1/3 of humanity was the devil and needed to be eradicated at all times. And so Charles Manson was trying to start the race wars to speed that up. He believed in their bullshit. It's real. Go look it up. It's crazy as fuck. The lead singer of Integrity did an album about it. And he brought back people being interested. If you look on YouTube, there's all kinds of videos about it. So I'm like, what if some fucking weirdos played off that and then took over social media? What kind of like MAGA? You know what I'm saying? But you know, God, guns, government. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this. This is a. And what if they got through to the people? And so I had a police station being taken over. And it's not zombies, it's fucking people. They're just believing something so much they don't give a fuck about shit else. Kind of like the Crazies, you know, which is an homage to, but it's not viral, biological, or sickness. It's a thought. It's jihad. It's whatever. But it's American jihad. But it's worldwide, all happening at once in this movie.
And Crazies is a movie that just had an anniversary. Didn't it just turn 50?
Yeah. You know, in the remake, I'm friends with Brent. God, he played Leatherface too. Oh, I'm going to forget his name now. He was in the remake and he was on the cover of Fangoria. Brent something. He's
Brett Wagner?
Huh?
Brett Wagner?
Yes. Yes. He was in the remake of that. Great movie. I think was Lynn Lowry in that too?
She was the daughter in the original who got assaulted by her father. She has a cameo where she's riding through the bike in town.
Yeah,
I always like
I got
her
to work
death
with
scene.
Lynn a couple times.
Yeah.
She's a doll.
I like the
Yeah,
death
thank
scene.
you, Steven.
Yeah, I like her death scene in the original when she's like, "Hi, hello, hello," and then they shoot her. And she just has that sad. Oh,
And she look. Romero and Carpenter, they worked with real people. I think that's what a lot of the new horror doesn't do. They don't work with what's going on in today's society. Where Carpenter, you know, if you look at The Fog, Adrian Barbeau could have been anybody at that time. It could have been your next door neighbor or anything. If you look at Prince of Darkness, same thing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at Ghost of Mars bullshit, Pam Grier and Ice Cube, but he always used real people, what real people look like, not Hollywood stars. You know what I'm saying? And that's what horror kind of did. You know, you had your teeny bopper horror, which was, and no offense, was the Friday the 13th series, was all what teeny boppers, what tried to do pop culture. That was McDonald's of horror. Let's be fucking honest. Was fucking Friday the 13th. That's the McDonald's of fucking, that's the big Hollywood production horror shit. And now it has its place in horror, but that's not what I was watching. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's what I look. And I love Friday the 13th. Don't get me wrong, and I love all that. But again, that's not what really. It was Peter Jackson doing Meet the Feebles and Dead Alive that was really pushing horror at that time. It was the Renegades. It was the Sam Raimis. It was the fucking other thing. It wasn't Friday. Friday the 13th was a big. You know, when Dark Horse started doing comics and all that shit, cool. They got a little more vibey. But they were fucking. They left from the days of Savini and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like Savini, that was they understood what was happening. You know what I'm saying? You had Savini doing the effects. You know what I'm saying? Some of those movies were amazing, but then they really forgot about that. They just wanted to make money grabs.
Yeah.
Jason X. Now it's campy and cool, but it was just a money grab.
Yeah, Jason in Space. That was
that's probably what the last train to New York is gonna be. Which I'll watch it, but I don't know if I can be partial because I love the shit out of Train to Busan.
Yeah, Train to Busan.
That Train to Busan, look, that's the whole thing is they came up with an original idea. Now we're gonna fucking rip it off. Look, we've done that with the Raid. We've done that with other things. We're stealing fucking shit, trying to repackage it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Old Boy. Look how many times they've remade Old Boy. You know what I'm saying? Did you watch the Josh Brolin Old Boy?
No, I didn't see that one.
It's good, but it's not Old Boy. Look, I'm a big fan of foreign fucking films. I'm a big cinephile. That's how I got into acting. It was because movies are what pulled me in. Shit, I was showing you all my tattoos. Holy shit, we've been on the phone a long time.
Yeah, it's like I watched Quarantine. I don't like found films, and then I heard that it was a remake of this movie from Spain, Wreck.
Wreck, yeah.
Movie out. I was like,
Wreck is the original.
I liked Quarantine. I didn't hate Quarantine at all. I actually got to work with one of the actresses from one of the other ones down the road, but Wreck was a way better movie. You know what I'm saying? It really was. It had a different vibe and a different taste. And some of the Quarantine 3 or 4s or whatever, they got some of that foreign vibe to it finally, but they had already destroyed the property so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought Quarantine was a really good, the original, and then they just started making the shitty one straight to thing. But yeah, I didn't hate Quarantine. Like I really like James Gunn's Slither. I thought that was a masterpiece. It really was. He used great actors. He used really great stuff, body horror bullshit. It was brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of movies like
that almost sort of was like Society a little bit, the way they
yeah
did it, so.
Yeah, it had a definite vibe on that, and that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? That's again dystopian, like Dagon. I loved. Did you guys see Stuart Gordon's Dagon?
I need to watch it.
Oh my fucking god! How dare you?
I haven't watched it yet.
I remember I wrote and I got a screener of that. And I was like, because I was such a huge collector. And I used to write everybody. I used to write Mosley, send him emails and shit. I was trying to buy the coat hanger. You know what I'm saying? He still has that from Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, and he has the lighter still, because I remember watching.
Oh, I know. I was trying to buy it out for like $3,000. He said, fuck you.
He pulled it out. I was like, let's see if this still works. And it works. And he's like, oh, it's like, even he was shocked it worked.
I was trying to buy it from him because I was a huge collector and a huge fan. My family, my girls grew up going to Fangoria, going to Monsters Among Us, hitting all the expos. Like every Tuesday and Friday was holy day to me because I'd go hit the DVD store. And like I was a serious collector and I put all my energy collecting other people's memories. You know, now I've done, total in 8 years, I've done over 200 movies. Doesn't even reflect all my movies I've done on IMDb. And I'm making those movies. I threw away clothes to bring my wardrobe home from Thailand.
I was going to say, I was just about to ask, what have you brought home from different movies that you?
Oh, I've got all my suits from Showdown at the Grand. I've got for the movie Desert Dawn. I have all my wardrobe. I get to wear. I own a little Las Vegas bar, Desert Dawn, and I got a whole I got a whole gross look to that movie. It's a whole different Ferguson. But I got to keep all that wardrobe. I've got all my stuff from pretty much every movie. I keep everything now. and I tell him I just got killed in a movie. I'm literally looking in the bloody clothes right now. Well, I killed my family in it, and it's just literally sitting down. But yeah, I collect all my wardrobe. I have a bag for the bloody clothes, and then I reused most of it. You know what I'm saying, in other movies.
Yeah, like, I got a couple bloody pairs of clothes myself. I'm like, this is cool. I'm keeping my bloody clothes.
Yeah, like if I die in it, like the shit that Terrence Howard killed me in, yes, I have that wardrobe. I have that outfit where I died in the theater.
Yeah, that death was badass too. That was a clever.
Yeah, the flood what I died in, I have. You know, I got fought for 2 alligators. That was a tough scene because Brandon's yelling out direction to shit that's not there. I didn't have a green ball. I was fighting nothing. There's no wires pulling me, so I jumped and flipped in the water that way. I literally pushed myself like something was pulling me, and that was all me. I did one take. He's like, "Do everything you just did, less water." But he's screaming at me all these directions, and I'm trying to be animated and fighting. And I'm fighting nothing, fighting myself. Yeah. So that was really challenging to make something that looked cool. You know what I'm saying? That would be visually cool for there's nothing I'm fighting. I'm fighting nothing. There's nothing to look at. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was challenging. I had a good time with that.
Is there any way that you haven't died yet that you'd like to be killed in a certain way in a movie?
No, I don't want to fucking keep dying. I want to keep. I don't want to keep dying. Let the old man live. Look, when I'm playing the bad guy, look, it's cool if it's needed. Yeah.
Or if you were to kill somebody, how would you want to kill them?
I want to bisect someone. I want to bisect someone with a sword, like a big fucking broadsword. I want to bisect someone. That's like Peter Jackson style.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just watched a video of this guy.
I've died pretty much every way. I've taken bullets to the head more times than I can imagine. Robert Lasardo, I look at him because he's died so many ways. And where I got my death scene for The Last Deal was from Lasardo and Silencer. So when I'm getting killed by Tito Ortiz, he's dying. The second time I got killed by Tito Ortiz in that movie. Because they had hair and a beard. They made me shave all of that. And then I came back as another character who dies again by Tito Ortiz. And but he died so well in that. It's like he gets shot in the head and he doesn't do this exaggerated head whip and drops his body because he wants to do acting. So he flutters his eyes and gives it. And I stole that whole performance he did. After I saw, I was so impressed with his death scene. I used it for The Last Deal. Thank you. Thank you, Robert Lasardo. But anyway, guys, look, if you want to get tattooed by me, I'm in North Hollywood at NoHo Inc. on Magnolia. If you want to get a hold of me on Instagram, it's Mike Ferguson 71. If you want to get a hold of me on YouTube, it's Mike Ferguson Hero for Hire. I put new shorts up every couple of days from my content that I'm making with other people. If you want to get a hold of me on Facebook, it's Mike Ferguson 666. TikTok is Mike.Ferguson. Ask your mom. Mike.Ferguson, not the ask your mom part. But you guys, it's been amazing.
Yes.
I'm getting tired of talking to you, and I need to smoke a joint.
Go for it. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Good time.
Guys, thank you so much again. Please check out Bloodline Films. If we have an Instagram, we've got a nude. Oh, Peggy, I appreciate you so much. Go out, check out Bloodline Films. We have a new movie called Bitches Givings Give Stitches. My wife is actually in this movie and beats my ass. I have a huge stunt fight with her. And she's a black belt in Krav Maga and an ex-bodybuilder. She's no slouch. So go check me out. If you get a chance, you want to come meet me in person. I'm at a couple days a week at NoHo Inc. Tattoo in North Hollywood on Magnolia. But guys, it's been amazing talking to you again. Go check me out on YouTube. Go check me out on Plex. Type in Mike Ferguson on YouTube. You can find a ton of my work.
All right. Thanks again. You have a great night.
Thank you. Track LA coming soon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so this coming Saturday, I just got off talking to Marie DeLorenzo. I was thinking of doing a watch party of Amityville Exorcism that they did. So we'll be doing that Saturday. Yeah, she agreed to do that. So I was trying to think of a movie to do a watch party to and get some people to join in commentary. So
those are always fun.
Yes. So
I
might
got
try to
a
get
wee
someone
bit
else
used to them.
So
I got a wee bit used to them.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't talked to her this week, but I'm going to verify next week. So hopefully she'll still be coming on. So, but yeah, that'll be fun having Chanel on. She's really nice. So, but yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for Hobbs, everybody who came in. Steven, of course. Jim was here near dark. Who else was here? Let's scroll up here.
I think everybody was here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checking out his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I got to check that out. He's got some good stuff on there. And then my mom was in here too. Yes, last but not least.
Yeah, you can't forget about her. Steven.
Sorry.
Shame on you if you do.
And Cheetah, everybody, and everyone who's watching the rerun. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you this Saturday for a watch along with Maria from Amityville Exorcism. All right, have a good night.